Thanks, Charlotte. Well done on week 2 on the program.
About to go surfing, but I'm gonna review the feedback I just got from Cooper about my backhand and my frontside surfing so that it's fresh in my memory, and then I can get in the water for my session and know exactly what I need to focus on.
You can see really strong paddles and the pop-up is looking excellent, so well done there. We're actually going to go over backside surfing this Thursday as well, so I'm going to be submitting this clip for grant fair analysis as well, but I'm going to give you some immediate feedback that you can implement right away. So the first thing that I want you to remember, and we're going to draw back to, is in the frontside surfing, Grant made a really good point about surfing top to bottom. And at the moment, if we follow this along, you can see where my mouse is. We pretty much stay right in the middle of the wave the whole way through, right? We're not really getting all the way down, and we're not getting, we're coming quite hard to the top there, but we're not surfing the entirety of the wave. Now, what can help with that is you can see that we're trying to get over here to the fat side of the wave, right out on the shoulder. And yes, it's going to be safe when it's a little bit faster and making sure we don't get caught behind a peak. But good surfing is done over here in the pocket here.
That was such a good point. I think I got a little nervous from surfing big waves and was kind of just getting into the safer zone on the shoulder of the wave, but not actually being in the power zone. So that's a really good point I'm gonna try to implement today.
One thing that you could have done differently is you can see where we're looking at the moment. We're aiming for about here for our bottom turn, and then we start to come up and go out into the flats there. But what we could have done is a little bit earlier, come a little bit more vertical. You can actually look straight in at the beach. That's going to bring that board down into the flats. And then that way we would have initiated the bottom turn down here. What that's going to do is going to give us a ton of speed, put us on rail, and allow us to get a lot more vertical. But then when we're doing that vertical, coming a little bit more vertical, where's that going to put us? It's not going to put us over here out in the flats. It's going to put us a little bit more over here, right? Even if we're going for a cutback, we're still going to be able to come down and then be able to do that big arch around through here. We're going to have a lot more time to set up for that top turn as well, work out what we want to do, and then coming back around. As Grant said, a lot of when we're trying to work on our top turns, we need to go back a step, and we want to think about our bottom turns and when we're coming through. At that bottom there, have a look at the beach, set it up, coming a little bit deeper, and that's also going to put us back into the pocket a little bit more, especially if you have a wave like this that's a little bit fatter.
Main key, be in the power zone. Don't be afraid, especially today. I think it's going to be a little smaller, so let's aim to be in the power zone of the wave and to really accentuate the bottom turn. So like go and look at the beach and then go and look at the lip to really get more power and use the whole face of the wave. Right now I'm like always in the middle.
Another thing that I do want to draw your attention to is we do have quite a wide stance at the moment. So I would really like to see that front foot just come back just a touch. It's not much at all. Maybe just a whole foot length backwards there. Width, I should say, whole foot width back. And that's going to help us to be a little bit more comfortable on that board as well.
Yes, so important. I've been really trying to work on this, taking the back foot, the front foot a little bit more back, still adjusting to this board being shorter than my other board. Really good points. Sweet, okay, let's get in the water and put these into practice. Hi there, I just came back from the surf and had a lot of fun. I feel like everything that my coach told me to do, I was able to actually put into motion to just try to apply all the feedback, and so far it's getting pretty good. I feel like I'm progressing fast already. I'm gonna make a little bit of a meal prep and I thought we could chit chat a little bit. So come with me. All right, so the goal is to make a batch of veggies in the crock pot. So it's really easy to add to some rice or potatoes as the week goes by. That's something I do pretty much once a week. I'll do a full crock pot of only veggies and it saves so much time. It's incredible. And it's super easy. You just chop it up, put it in a crock pot, forget about it, go surf and come back. And it's ready to go. This is my crock pot. I absolutely love this. My parents actually brought this to me by plane, and that's why it lost a leg. The only downside to like cooking with a crock pot here is that the electricity will sometimes go off. So it's not 100% reliable for the cook time, because if I'm surfing and the electricity cuts off, then I don't really know how long it's been cooking. Have chopping station, putting in this, and then clean veggies on the side. So far the week 2 is going pretty well. I feel really happy with some of the results that I've been seeing, not only on like my day-to-day energy in the water, but also just overall I feel so much calmer. Like I don't have to this like internal chatter of what am I doing, is it the proper thing that I should be doing, or just like the confusion, or like, you know, sometimes like you'll see a lot of different almost contradictions on different facts and what works for someone and what doesn't work for someone else. And I just got to a point where the noise was too much. You know what I mean? I like did not want it to have to overthink what I'm doing, and having a coach that family kind of just tells me, okay, no, this is what we're doing, this is going to be the direction, removes that chatter inside my brain and just allowed me to solely focus on the training and not questioning what I'm doing. And it feels like it freed up some space and some energy. Something that was a little bit more challenging than what I expected was, I guess, just keeping up with everything that's going on, because I do have already a very busy life with work, and then adding on the training on top of it, and the extra time required to just log all my food and to learn new movement, learn new exercise, fill in the forms on like how it went, take a look at my stats, review the feedback videos from my coaches. It just like added already quite a bit on it, but I'm really happy I'm doing it. I mean, it's an investment and it's a push I'm doing for the next 6 months, and I cannot wait to see where it's actually going to be taking me. And yeah, it's not something that I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, so I'm really seeing it more as like, let me give this push, let me give this next 6 months and invest in myself and really take it to the next level. I want to talk a little bit about how I came to decide that I want to be competing in surfing. I've been surfing for about 5 years now, and it's honestly transformed my life in the most amazing and fun way that I could have ever imagined. I really was just doing it for the fun of it and for the travel and the social and exploration aspect of it. And just there is so much for me to enjoy in the realms of just traveling for surf and looking for new waves and looking for new breaks and meeting awesome people in the lineup. And it always has been like this really fun thing for me to do. But I kind of reached a point where at one point I had a few surf sessions that I went out on conditions that were probably too big for me, and I was not confident and broke some boards, broke some leash, and just got a little bit scared, to be honest. So for about 2 years, I decided that I was not going to be chasing big waves. I just wanted to kind of free surf, stay inside my comfort zone, and just find the joy back into surfing, which I think I really managed to get back in this last year. I really found my joy, found my flow, and just started to kind of naturally want to push myself a little bit more again, but in a more aware and mindful way. Now that I'm also have been training for over a year consistently, I kind of want to give myself a reason to, push myself. And I think a big decisive moment for me was when I went to see some people surf during one of the biggest swell that was happening a few weeks ago. There was one girl here that she is from Nicaragua and is an Olympic athlete and has surfed some of the heaviest, gnarliest waves in the world. And she was surfing here, and I had the privilege to watch her surf and even film some of her waves. And it just sparked something in me of seeing another girl, another woman practicing the sport at such a high level on my home break and the ways that I get to surf. And I saw her also train at the gym where I train, and clicked for me. I was like, oh my God, there is this type of elite athlete who are exactly where I am, training in the type of waves that I training at the same gyms that I am. And the only main difference is just the mindset. And I think for a long time I would just intentionally hold myself back, and I was afraid to fail. I was afraid to fall and not catch a wave, and paddle and not catch it, or get into a wave and fall immediately, and did not allow myself to fail. And when I realized this, I realized that I'm the only one holding myself back, and I need to allow myself to fail, allow myself to fall, and just give it a try, because the reality is most people fall on every wave, and that's okay. Like it's just a matter of getting out there and trying, and after falling on 10 waves, maybe you'll catch one wave that was the best and the biggest wave of your life, and something will click. It's something I can do, and I just need to get out of my comfort zone, allow myself to fail, and make it happen. It's almost 3 p.m. I wrapped up all my work for today, and I am considering going surfing again today. I mean, I did get a good session in this morning, but I just feel like I have a little bit more energy in me, and since I haven't been to the gym today, it could be a good time to get a double session in. My recovery is actually pretty high today. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's get back in the water and use the momentum we have from this morning and all the coaching calls and get some more reps in. Hello and happy Friday. Today completes the second week of my training program. Really having a lot of fun, already seeing some progress, and it's time for me to check in with my coach and let them know how the week has been. So first of all, my energy throughout the week, I think my energy was honestly pretty solid. I had 5 days out of 7 that were in a grain recovery on my whoop. That means that my HRV was good, my resting heart rate was good, and my sleep pattern was also good. I do have those red glasses that you can put in the evening to block any blue light from screens or watching the TV or being on my phone, which has been super helpful to just kind of wind down and get ready for bed earlier. I managed to get some extra sleep, was okay with, sacrificing an hour of daylight in order to sleep better, recover better. And that led me to having a lot more of grain recoveries with my whoop and just having a little bit more energy throughout the week to surf and work out in the gym. I feel like I managed my stress not as good as usual. There is just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes between my work and just integrating everything that is new and launching this channel and just a lot of really fun stuff, but a lot of new things to integrate. I'm gonna put a 6 for my stress level. Hunger and cravings throughout the week. I was hungry, like hungrier than last week. I remember a few nights going to bed and being like, dang, I feel hungry. I could definitely smash like another Ninja Creamy or some sort. Did not cave in, really happy for this. I did allow some more carbs for my pre-workout fueling, and my post-workout fueling. So just carb timing, and that was something that Georgia asked me to do for this week, is to basically have about 50 grams of carbs before going for a workout or a serve. My question immediately was like, if I'm having this much carbs and I'm surfing twice during the day, I also have my meals and I want to stay in a deficit, like how am I supposed to navigate all of that? And she told me, like, basically if you're trying to get nitty-gritty, and I'm already at a really good fitness level and really aware of my nutrition. So we're really trying to dial in like that top percentage, you know. She said on the days that I'm surfing twice or I'm going to the gym and then having a big surf session in, to allow like an extra 100 calories for carbs specifically. I'm gonna put in a 4. I'm also starting my luteal phase, so that means that my body needs extra carb, needs extra energy, and is utilizing stuff right now. Reflect on any success in training, nutrition, meals out, habits, or life outside of the gym. One of my big wins this week is I feel like I had a better timing with my meals and my nutrition surrounding the surf. Last Friday, I woke up and directly went into working on my laptop, and then went into pretty like alertness meeting that includes like over a dozen of people, and it's a very critical meeting that requires just a lot of brain juice, honestly, which is awesome. But when you're running on only some water and coffee and not having eaten anything, and then 2 hours goes by, I could feel my like stress level and my cortisol like really high just sitting in my office chair. Felt like I was very inflamed and puffy just from like the stress and the cortisol. Maybe not just from that morning, maybe it's just a fatigue accumulation from the rest of the week, but like I could definitely feel like something was off. This morning, as per usual on Friday, I woke up early and immediately had breakfast with my coffee and my water. Even if I wasn't really hungry, I felt totally fine during my meeting. I actually participated, I felt more present, I felt like I was able to give better insights and suggestions. So the point I'm making here is like, even if you're not hungry, sometimes it's good to have a little bit of food if you know that you're gonna be either in a high stress situation or do a task that demands a lot of your focus or mental energy. Like those are also important and worthy for you to have some food prior to it to be able to perform your best and show up as your best self. What was my biggest challenge this week? I think my biggest challenge this week was how I manage my energy. There's obviously so many things going on right now in my life, and I am incredibly grateful for all of it, and to have the chance to train and to make this channel and to also do the work that I do and to live where I live. Honestly, sometimes it can be a lot. Like that's life, it's part of life, and that's okay. I do have a lot of people around me that have been helping me to make sure that everything that we do runs smoothly. I do have awesome coaches. I have an amazing partner. I have some help to deliver stuff around the house, and it's just, I guess I have to be mindful on how I decide to prioritize things for myself and for my time. And sometimes it's just putting healthy boundaries of deciding to close the computer at a set time, and that if there is some things that are left undone, to allow them, if they're not urgent, to continue the next day, instead of thinking that, you know, I have to absolutely finish all my tasks by the end of the day. Like, it's okay for me to prioritize time for myself, to go and stretch, or to go outside for a walk, to take care of my mental health, take care of my energy, and feel like I'm living a balanced but still efficient life. What would I like to focus on next week? I think last week I said nutrition pre-surfing. I think that's been really helpful for me to understand how to best time my meals and my fuel for my workouts. I've been wanting to dial in more my recovery, and I know right now I am going into my luteal phase, so I'm gonna need some extra recovery time. And I love for my coach to integrate maybe some like stretching sessions or foam rolling or massage gun or any like type of recovery. I feel like it's something that I want to do, but I am so bad at prioritizing because like, I don't know, subconsciously like it's hard for me to roll out the mat and go and stretch or foam roll. Is there some upcoming events such as meal out, travels, parties, work functions in the weeks ahead to plan for? No, we're still locked in. What do you need from me next week in order to be successful? Love to get the videos on Sundays so that I can plan my week ahead. Sundays are meant for me to schedule my week and my workouts and everything that revolves around the surf. So that's the most helpful. I think that wraps our Friday check-in. Let the weekend begin.
La saga oficial penso que é como
Good morning and happy Sunday. Today we are going to review the feedback that I got from my coach, see a little bit how the week went, what went well, what was a little bit more challenging, and how we are going to approach the week ahead.
All right, Charlotte, well done on week 2 on the program. Great stuff. You are absolutely on fire at the moment. You are nailing everything. You got the sleep improved this week, which I'm really happy to see. First thing I want to say is really nice to see that you were getting lots of surfing in, and the pictures that you sent me look like you were absolutely ripping, still getting into those barrels. So sounds like it's probably pretty intense on the body.
It was pretty intense, to be honest. In this session that I got barreled, I literally hit my face on my board.
Our second thing I want to say is that we are going into our luteal phase, or in our luteal phase currently. This is something that we're going to monitor in terms of our symptoms, in terms of this is our first luteal phase together. So let's see what it brings us and let's see how we can navigate that going forward, whether we increase those calories like we spoke about, maybe adding an extra 100 or 200 calories on the day you feel more hungry. Again, you are the master of your own body. So these numbers are all well and good, but some days they're not 100% accurate on what your body needs. You have hormonal balances, you have hormonal processes going on inside that do require more calories. You have stress that burns calories, and you have a lot of other things going on as well. So if we do need to add those additional calories in our luteal phase, this is the time to do it.
This is so important, and I've had in the past really ignored feeling more hungry in this period of my cycle, and I think it's so important to listen to those hunger cues. And like, if I'm starting to feel lightheaded when I stand up, like that means that what I think I'm burning per day is probably actually higher. As she said, due to stress, to hormone changes, like it's important to fuel yourself properly when your body is going through that stress period.
The goal for after your surf, Charlotte, is 1, repair the muscle that may be slightly damaged, not damaged in a bad way, but just damaged in terms of having worked out. 2, refuel, so refueling those glycogen stores. And then the third one is rehydrating, so making sure you're hydrated after maybe sweating a lot or maybe losing a lot of liquids that way. So we repair with our protein, we refuel with our carbs, and then we rehydrate with our liquids, okay? So we want to try to find something that has all 3 in them. There is an exception. If you do plan to have another surf, you might want to focus more on replenishing that glycogen and not having too much of a heavy fat or protein meal.
I think this is really important, and I've felt this in the past where like I would go and have lunch in between my surf session that was high in protein and high in fat, which was amazing and super satisfying, especially when you're really hungry after surfing. But what you actually probably need to be doing is having some carbs. So like bananas, some smoothies, and even sometimes I'll go and have honey straight in my water with some salt. And that is probably one of the best things
to just, you're laying on your stomach, you don't want to feel too heavy.
So the first one is a mobility session. This one is moving through a little bit of active, but a lot of passive rotation as well, moving into just a small bit of mobility. This is just going to get the blood flowing into all areas of the body and make sure you're feeling fresh and good for the week. This also is your recovery session. So this is optional. So this isn't something that you need to do if you don't have the time. But again, this is really good just to keep the blood flowing, especially if you have a very high intensity surf session.
I will definitely need to have more than one recovery per week. The waves here are pretty strong, and if you couldn't tell already, I'm probably surfing 4 or 5 times a week at least. So yeah, we need the recovery.
So that's it, Charlotte. That is what I just want to say for the week going forward. Amazing work so far. I'm really, really excited to see where this takes us, and I'm excited for your surfing competition in the future. And yeah, I'm really happy to be on your side.
Wow, this week has been really a lot of fun, and I think I'm feeling some sort of momentum going now. I feel confident with my training, confident in the movement. We're gonna integrate some more mobility, some more recovery, some tissue work, and continue to fuel properly, to maybe eat a little bit more because of the higher demands on my body right now. And yeah, we're finding a groove. So without further ado, let's go and do some meal prep for the week ahead.